Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say, Sabrina, you are a rock star. I'm your fan. I mean, that was an incredible, I loved hearing you. It was very, very inspiring. So thank you. Good afternoon. I am here, I'm honored to be here speaking today to share my journey with you. I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in New Jersey, attended college in Boston. After college, I lived at home for a few months while I trained for a job in New York City before moving to Washington, D.C. to help open up an office for this company in the communications field. D.C. is where I met my husband and where we have lived for the past 30 years while raising our 4 children. I've been a stay-at-home parent for the last 24 years. I want to share with you where I am today, almost 4 years after my ocular melanoma diagnosis. I do not have Mets. I am here in Miami Beach with all of you. I am happy and I am active. I keep myself busy. I take care of my family. I exercise every single day, walking, spin classes, Pilates, bar, yoga, whatever I can grasp onto. It keeps me sane. It keeps me feeling good physically and emotionally. In the last 4 years, I have done some traveling to old familiar places and to some new places, creating memories and checking some destinations off my list. I have been to Florida several times, as well as 10 other U.S. states and 4 other countries. I am not going to turn down an opportunity to travel if I can make it work. I'm always seeking a way I can travel and move around and taking my family with me when I can make it work. Sharing and creating fun family adventures is very important to me. When I was diagnosed, I thought my life was over. It was very hard to see the future. Every time I thought about it, I would cry, thinking I would be missing so many happy events. But thankfully, in the last 4 years, I have also seen 2 of my children graduate from college, another child graduate from high school, and he's now a junior in college, and my youngest graduate from 8th grade, and he is now a freshman in high school. I have witnessed my youngest son's bar mitzvah, and we had a big fun and festive party to celebrate with our family and friends. My husband and I have co-chaired a school auction this past June after 19 years of being at this school, our final year. I have organized a variety of fundraisers for OMF, from 6 different exercise classes, that's no surprise, to a cocktail party, to a shopping event. It was really, I had a lot of fun planning and participating and bringing my friends and community together. I think I did about 8 events total so far. I have participated in Cycle for Survival this year with 3 friends, which is a Memorial Sloan Kettering fundraiser, and some of the funds from that fundraiser do go towards OM research. And I will be participating again in February, and I am trying to drag my family into that one, to doing it with me. I am also trying hard to catch up on making photo albums so my family can continue to reminisce about our fun times. I have many, many albums, I think actually too many. My point is, I believe in moving forward. As I recently posted on my Instagram account, the past is your lesson, the present is your gift, and the future is your motivation. I am going to continue to live my life to the fullest. I am not stopping, I am not slowing down. I am an ocular melanoma patient, warrior, and survivor. I plan on staying just like that. I am part of this OM community. I am going to do what I can to support it. I am going to try to keep up to date on new information about this horrific disease. Knowledge is power. I have followed several cancer organizations online. This is my 3rd OMF conference. This diagnosis has been emotionally challenging for me, and I believe a lot of you can relate to that. It is a heavy burden. It's hard not to think about it every day. It really does feel like I walk around with a visible stack of bricks on my shoulders. But I do have to say some of those bricks have come off, and it feels a little bit lighter, and I'm really good with that. I am here in Florida at this conference by myself. My husband has accompanied me in the past. However, this is a little crazy. Brian is home recovering from his own surgery, so I'm also a caregiver at the moment. He had total hip replacement surgery in the end of June, and all was going well until it was not, about 6 weeks into it. With 2 ER runs in 1 week in August and a bunch of tests, he was told he has a staph infection. So I'm going to bring a little light into this situation because we had no idea what this meant. So he had 2 additional surgeries in the same location where his hip replacement was, and now he is home with a PICC line giving himself intravenous antibiotics for 6 weeks, 3 times a day. It has been very challenging for my husband and myself. It is draining and exhausting to be a warrior and a caregiver. But things are moving in the right direction. There is always hope. Hopefully, only 2.5 more weeks to go of the infusions. But it'll be several months before he's back to his old self and better than ever with his new bionic hip. We were both blindsided twice in 4 years. It is an awful feeling. It stinks. It comes out of the blue and smacks you in the face and changes your life forever. It brings you down, way down, but you have to fight hard to bring yourself back up. Crawling slowly up and out of the hole, but with time you see the light and the beauty of your life. I do proceed with caution though, because I don't want to be blindsided again, but I continue to move forward. My priorities changed as a result of my diagnosis. I can more easily brush off the not so important stuff, the petty stuff. The meaningful stuff moves to the top of the list. I've become more mindful, thoughtful, and patient. I have realized that everyone has a story. I never thought I had much of a story. I have one now. Kinda wish I didn't, but I do. Kinda wish I could go back to being just happy and go lucky and living my not so exciting life. That's kinda not happening at the moment. But I am moving forward. I believe there is a plus side to this awful diagnosis, and that, to me, that means taking control. To me, that means the challenge of putting myself out there to share my story. To me, it means helping raise awareness and funds for OM research. To me, it means making changes that I want and need to make and getting the job done. I try to keep my life simple and easy. I don't want things to be complicated if I can control it at all. Complications cause stress. I was diagnosed November of 2012, almost 4 years ago. I thought I scratched my eye and I would get drops and be on my way. Well, those floaters that I woke up with one Saturday morning was not the result of a scratch, it was OM, something I never even heard of. Didn't even know you could get cancer in your eye, never thought too much about cancer before. Now it's hard to escape it. I had plaque brachytherapy procedure by an ocular oncologist and radiologist in Washington, D.C. in December of 2012. The entire experience was very overwhelming and surreal, but I got through it because I had to. I did have genetic testing, and I am class 2. I have impaired vision in my right eye, but I move forward. It's not going to stop me. I continue to be checked by my ocular oncologist every 4 to 5 months. The tumor continues to shrink. I have CT scans, a chest x-ray, blood work every 6 months in DC. September is my bi-yearly checkup time, like coming up next week. I have yearly visits at Wills as well. I have hope. I hope to witness many more milestones in my children's lives. I want to see the path they choose. I want to celebrate happy occasions with them. I want to be here for them. I want to grow old with my husband and one day sit on a porch at some beach house, because that's like my dream, and sit in our comfy rocking chairs with our coffee mugs in hand in the morning, watching the sun rise over the ocean in the morning, and with a wine glass, in our hands at night to cheer another perfect day and watch the sun set. And that's really my story and where I am right now. But I also want to read something that I found online that has helped me, just confirms my feelings, and I just want to share it because maybe it would help someone out there. So the title is 10 Things I Wish I Would Have Known About Life After Cancer, and it was posted in 2015. I'm not really sure who wrote it, but if I could figure that out, I would give her credit. So 1, you don't always have to be positive. There are some days you will feel broken, and that's okay. We don't have to always be positive. We can sit with our pain, we can mourn for our losses, we can have a bad day. 2, put new ways of thinking in harmony with life. Our instinct is to put ourselves back together the way we were before cancer, except that your life may not fit back together the way it used to. Cancer can leave you with some pretty major changes in how you want to experience life and what you feel is most important. So it's quite understandable and normal that we need to make changes to pull past you and new life into alignment. 3, it's a process without a timetable. Healing isn't an event, and there certainly is no magic wand. It's something you have to sit with, and it takes time, a lot of it. 4, there is no one way to heal. There is no formula or timetable. We all heal differently. 5, reconnect with who you are outside cancer. Some days you won't remember who you were before cancer. It can be all-consuming. One day it will be just a part of you, not the defining part. Depression has a way of drowning out all the things you love. Take the time to remember what you loved and discover the new things that capture your heart. 6, embrace your impermanence. For a while, you may not be able to see your future. You may not want to make plans or imagine life 20 years down the road. Life can seem too chaotic and unexpected to make plans, but accepting that we have a finite amount of time can feel empowering. You can either let it paralyze you or move with it. 7, connect with other survivors. Here we are. Self-explanatory. 8, be gentle with yourself. It's hard to be kind and gentle to a broken self. You may find yourself just wanting to dust off the pain, but struggle finding a way to move forward. It's beyond frustrating that we can't just get over it by sheer will, but be kind to yourself and be gentle. 9, you don't have to live every day like it's your last. I have trouble with that, but realizing we have a finite amount of time can leave you feeling like we have to make the most of every day, but every day can't live up to this pressure. Some days we just have to get the house clean or groceries bought. The mundane parts of life don't stop just because we all feel a sudden we realize the nature of life is that we could die any moment. You have to move forward, striking a balance between feeling alive and living in a constantly moving forward. 10, grieving allows you to heal. You should grieve for what you have lost. Don't hide from it because you feel it makes you seem ungrateful to be alive. Hiding allows grief to grow. You can have a grateful heart while also grieving for all the things that you have changed or that you have lost. That's it.